Roll out the red carpet and get out your acceptance speech because we have your Backstage Pass to Hollywood. Backstage Pass starts now.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, are you ready?
Hey Explorers, welcome back to Backstage Pass, where we give you the scoop on all things entertainment. My name is Patrick O'Hara.
And my name is Kayla McCrae, your other host of Backstage Pass, but you already knew that, I hope.
Can you believe this is our second to last episode of the season and our second to last time hosting? I know, it's a lot to think about. But luckily we have a bunch of exciting entertainment news to get into today. So let's jump right in.
As of Sunday, April 12th, Euphoria is officially back on the air with its third season. It's kind of a miracle that this season even happened. It's been 4 years since season 2 ended, and there's been massive drama during production. Prominent actors in the show will not be returning in this season for various reasons. Barbie Ferreira, who played Kat on the show, left the show because she felt that her and showrunner and creator Sam Levinson's visions for Kat's story were unaligned. Remembering how she was written in season 2, I don't blame Barbie for feeling that way. Angus Cloud, who portrayed Fezco, tragically passed away during the show's hiatus from a drug overdose in 2023. In a recent development, Labyrinth, the esteemed music producer behind the show's iconic soundtrack, will not have his music featured in this season. On March 13th, he put on his Instagram a cryptic message blasting Euphoria and his record label, Columbia Records, that read the following according to USA Today. Quote, "I'm done with this industry. Screw Columbia. Double screw Euphoria. I'm out. Thank you and good night." End quote. In conjunction to this, he also revealed that he removed all of his music contributions from the upcoming season, and in his place will be the iconic film composer Hans Zimmer. As much as I like Zimmer's work, this season will not be the same without Labyrinth. And let's not even get into Sydney Sweeney's destroyed reputation. After watching the season 3 trailers, many fans are confused about the directions the characters have gone. This is a 5-year time skip, by the way, and I'm gonna be honest, these storylines are things I can't say on air. All I'm gonna say is that they look like they came straight out of Grand Theft Auto. Some fans feel like it's an entirely different show at this point. I haven't watched it yet, but I'll probably catch up at some point. I've seen the other 2 seasons. Why stop now?
There's a whole galaxy out there that feels closer than ever following the release of the Super Mario Galaxy movie. On April 1st, Mario and friends return to the big screen for another adventure, this time in space. The sequel to the 2023 film follows Bowser Jr. as he goes on an intergalactic mission to save his estranged father from the captors of Princess Peach's castle. After capturing the protector of the cosmos, Princess Rosalina, he realizes he will finally be able to have the power he needs to take over the world, something his father and him always promised that they would do together. That is until Mario, Luigi, and Princess Peach travel through various planets and side quests in hopes of stopping him. They're joined by everyone's favorite Mario character, Yoshi, voiced by Donald Glover, and Fox McCloud, voiced by Glenn Powell. Yes, it's true, the one and only Fox McCloud is in the Super Mario Galaxy movie. For those unfamiliar, he is not a Mario character, but instead a character from another game created by Nintendo, which is titled Star Fox. His inclusion made the game feel, in my opinion, more like a Nintendo Galaxy universe than a Mario Galaxy movie, which for those of you who have played the Super Mario Galaxy game from 2007 or its sequel from 2010, you would be upset to know that this movie is nothing like the two. This upset a lot of Mario fans and viewers because the movie did feel more like a Nintendo universe rather than a Mario Galaxy movie like advertised. However, I will say the movie was an enjoyable watch and I still had a great time. Although I was a bit upset about the Princess Rosalina lack of screen time, but the movie made up for it by introducing one of my favorite Mario characters in the second post-credits scene. Spoiler alert, Princess Daisy will be in the next Mario movie. This is great news considering I am a hardcore Daisy fan. Needless to say, the Super Mario Galaxy movie is available in theaters now.
You know, speaking of galaxies in outer space, have any of you seen Project Hail Mary yet? Released on March 20th and based on the 2021 book by Andy Weir, the film stars Ryan Gosling as Ryland Grace, a school teacher and former molecular biologist who gets recruited for an international mission to save the Earth's sun from astrophages, microorganisms that reproduce by absorbing the energy from the sun. He teams up with an alien named Rocky to save their universes once and for all. This film was one of the highest grossing movies of the year so far. I went to go see it with a friend, and while it was the longest movie I've ever seen in theaters in my life, it was totally worth it, especially because it's from Phil Lord and Chris Miller. Another movie on the radar that I'm looking forward to is I Love Boosters, directed by Boots Riley and starring a stacked cast, including Keke Palmer, Naomi Ackie, Taylor Page, Lakeith Stanfield, Don Cheadle, and Demi Moore. What's this maximalist bright color fest about? Well, it's about a group of shoplifters called the Velvet Gang, who steal from high-end department stores, including cutthroat fashion maven Christine Smith, played by Demi Moore. But when Smith steals the designs of Corvette, played by Palmer, it's up to the Velvet Gang to steal it back and make a scene. Knowing Boots Riley, this is going to be some social commentary about capitalism or something. I guess I'll have to see for myself when it hits theaters on May 22nd.
I also have a movie I'll have to go see when it comes to theaters in May. And if you're anything like me and you're a fan of analog horror and spooky things too, then I'm sure you'll be seated for A24's The Backrooms, which releases on May 29th. Created by Kane Parson in 2019, The Backrooms started as a fictional concept on 4chan, involving an interliminal space location that felt oddly familiar. As the thread developed, The Backrooms became a dimension of mazes, of painfully endless yellow rooms, which visitors could no-clip into via errors in reality. Parson later developed this fictional concept into a series of found footage VHS, YouTube videos, making the horror feel more potent than ever. This film will follow those found footage videos as we are introduced to Clark as he travels to and from the maze-like dimension and lives to tell the tale. While he tells his therapist, Dr. Mary Klein, she finds him to be utterly mad. That is until Clark goes missing and Klein finds herself trapped in the backrooms in hopes of saving him. The question is, will she be able to save herself? After all, the rule of the backrooms is, you're never alone. I'm actually super excited to see this film, considering I've always been into the concept of the backrooms and liminal spaces. They were a big part of my life during quarantine circa 2020, and I'm also really excited because Kane Parson himself is directing this film, which means the source material and the concept will be handled with care and intricacy. You can check out the backrooms for yourself on May 29th. Just be sure not to no-clip out of reality before then. WrestleMania 42 is on the way, and luckily our friend Jaydin Torres has the latest wrestling news to prep for this event. Let's get right into it.
Hello there, my name is Jaydin Torres, and I am back with the second edition of Ring the Bell, where I will be talking about everything combat sports. And a lot of cursing has happened via Danhausen, so let's ring the bell and get right into it. It is officially WrestleMania week. The grandest stage of them all is upon us with great matches like Drew McIntyre versus Jacob Fatu in an unsanctioned match, a six-man ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship, the return of the Demon Finn Balor versus Dirty Dominic Mysterio, and a six-man tag team match with the Usos and LA Knight versus the Vision and IShowSpeed, as Speed is also trying to get uncursed by Danhausen. Him being cursed is clearly the reason he's stuck in this match. These matches are something to keep an eye out for, but the build to WrestleMania has not been so sunshines and rainbows, as fans are upset about how involved celebrities are involved in WrestleMania, saying it has taken away time from the actual signed talent. This is an issue clearly shown in the main event of night one of WrestleMania with a celebrity on each side of the feud. Pat McAfee and Jelly Roll seem to be the main point of the Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes feud. Everyone, including myself, thought it was going to be a student versus teacher story, but has taken a turn since Randy's heel turn with Jelly Roll feeling odd, and then out of all people, Pat McAfee to be the one to be Orton's manager and be the reason he turned on Orton. Now, McAfee has a stipulation in the match. If Cody wins, McAfee will leave professional wrestling. This is a definitely forced inclusion, with reports are saying TKO forced McAfee to raise ticket sales. The fans don't seem to be the only ones complaining, as in the night two main event, CM Punk dropped another pipe bomb on everyone, including Pat, telling them to lower the ticket prices. Then he went fully against Pat and TKO. This was an amazing promo from the beginning. He was getting slightly booed and then being cheered in the crowd by the end. CM Punk left everyone speechless at the end, and now he will go on to face the OTC Roman Reigns in the main event of Night 2 at WrestleMania. This feud has been amazing with both Reigns and Punk in each other's heads, including the Usos. In this feud was an amazing decision, in my opinion, because they bring out the best in Roman. Moving on to a different feud, but the absolute best build-up to the match, Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar. This has been the best parts of Raw every week. Obafemi has just been amazing since his call-up to the Royal Rumble and the main roster. These two have just been going to war. No words being said. They are just fighting, and it's been perfect. In this match, the ruler has to win. The greatest of all time, John Cena, is coming back to host WrestleMania. I love this because not only do we get to see John Cena since the first time since his retirement to Gunther, this will be the first look at John Cena's future in the WWE as an ambassador. I can't wait to see my goat. Now, let's speak on a match that has been going on, that was supposed to go on to WrestleMania, but but got switched to Mexico instead. And yes, I'm talking about the El Grande Americano versus the El Grande Americano match in a mass versus mass match. Over in AAA, this feud has been amazing. Fans are even saying Undertaker's the best booker in wrestling, but in the most recent brawl they had, the most personal brawl, you can truly tell how much they hate each other, and this match is going to be amazing. And now we will get off wrestling and get into the UFC and talk about Jon Jones. In my opinion, the greatest UFC fighter, and he seemingly can't make up his mind. It was announced he will not be on the White House card in June. Jones then asked to be released from his UFC contract in a March 9th X-Post. This comes after he announced his retirement to avoid Tom Aspinall. Now, Jones went on to say he's retired again, but then later that same day he's talking to Hunter Campbell about a UFC return. Jon Jones, make up your mind because the fans are tired of you changing your mind. Okay, that is it for me in this edition of Ring the Bell. As always, you better have enjoyed this WrestleMania heavy edition, or Danhausen would curse you like he did Kit Wilson. Anyways, this was Ring the Bell with Jaydin Torres, and let's get back to Kayla and Patrick.
Thanks, Jaydin. Hopefully I've broken the curse of Danhausen. Love that, Danhausen. Just like I love new music news. Kayla, do you have some music news to share?
I do. So, let's talk Olivia Rodrigo. If you haven't heard, in a couple months, she's dropping her third album titled You Seem Pretty Sad for a Girl So in Love. It seems that for this album, she's rebranding a bit of her usual style. Instead of her usual purple pop punky vibe, it's more pink, dainty, and cutesy, which I really like. Some people on social media seem to have pointed out that many of these visuals have a lot in common with visuals from the Virgin Suicides film from 1999. Could this change in visual style signal a change in genre with this album as well? Could it be less punkish and more popish? Well, perhaps we'll get a good glimpse from the album's single Drop Dead, which will be dropping on April 17th. The rest of the album will be dropped on June 12th.
But as you wait for Olivia's album, luckily there's another album you can listen to in the meantime. Exceptional singer-songwriter Ray has stepped foot onto the music scene once again with her second studio album titled This Music May Contain Hope. And it did in fact contain hope. This record is beautiful, as it tells a story of healing and self-perseverance through the lens of a theatrical British play. On top of that, the record offers so many different styles, genres, and beat switches that it almost left me wondering what Ray can't do. Her talent is impeccable, and this body of work highlights that talent to the highest degree. Just like Flo did with their latest single, Leak It. The song released on March 20th and has become one of Flo's biggest songs to date. The song also released alongside a music video where the girls put themselves into pop culture school, where they were taught the do's and don'ts of becoming a pop star, and a celebrity overall. Notably, the girls are expected to drop their sophomore album sometime this year, so be sure to stay tuned for that. But for now, Leak It is yours to stream.
Is anyone here a fan of Paramore? I sure am. The iconic pop-punk band has gotten me through some hard times in middle school and high school. And yes, that was a pun. Hard Times is the name of one of their songs. The most famous member of the band by far is lead vocalist Hayley Williams. When the band broke up and went their separate ways, Hayley went solo and released a few projects of her own, including her 2025 album, Ego Death at a Bachelorette Party. In the year of our Lord and Savior 2026, she went on tour for this album, an entirely sold-out show that I somehow managed to snag pre-sale tickets for, by a pure miracle. Yes, I went to day 1 out of 2 Hayley Williams Philly concerts, Monday, April 6th to be exact. I hadn't listened to the album beforehand because, frankly, I wanted to be surprised. And surprised that I was, for many different reasons. 1, witnessing Hayley's vocals live and in person for the first time ever. 2, the opening band, Water From Your Eyes. And last but not least, the surprise on-stage appearances from Philly native rapper Tierra Whack and podcaster Caleb Heron. Her and Tierra were even seen after the show partying at Suite 45 in Fishtown. No one was expecting that.
It's springtime, so be sure to dress yourself in your most beautiful florals and top it off with your most stylish pair of Jimmy Choos, especially because The Devil Wears Prada 2 is coming to theaters on April 30th. That's right, 20 years after the classic film's release, Meryl Streep and Anne Hathaway returned to the big screen for another fabulous adventure into the world of fashion. In promotion for this film, though, Lady Gaga and Doechii have teamed up to release a single titled Runway. This song was used in one of the trailers for the film and will likely be used in the film. Of course, the song is full of main character energy as it feels like strutting elegantly on a catwalk. A perfect addition for the sequel, in my opinion.
From Doechii to Paramore to Olivia, I love hearing about my faves. But I know there are definitely some people out there who think they're so overrated. Which celeb do you think is overrated? That's exactly what we asked students of LaSalle on this episode of Backstage Asks. Hey Explorers, welcome back to Backstage Asks. I'm Kayla McCrae.
I'm Patrick O'Hara. Lucas Alvin.
So, guess what? It's April. Spring has officially sprung. We can see the leaves and the flowers coming up on the trees. That one tree that's by the arch on Heyman Hall has flowers on it now. That's how you know it's springtime. So when springtime comes, more people outside. It's more chaotic, which means chaotic opinions. So, we're asking people today a very chaotic question. What is, or who do they think is the most overrated celebrity? So we're about to find that out today.
I feel sick. Let's go. Yeah.
All right, let's go then. Hi, welcome to the show. What's your name?
I'm Alex.
Hi, it's Cheyenne.
I'm Dan Peasy.
Hi, my name is Asha McCrae. Hi, my name is Nicole. Asada.
My name is Mary.
Hello there, I am Jaydin Torres.
So who do you think the most overrated celebrity is? I think this is a question that'll strike a lot of opinions.
You know, I don't really know celebrities like that, so I'll say a basic one. Leonardo DiCaprio, very overrated. He's okay. He does his job, you know, or Chris Pratt.
What's your favorite Leo DiCaprio movie?
You know, I haven't seen enough of him to actually, you know, I don't
Me neither. The only ones I can think of right now are like One Battle After Another and Romeo plus Juliet.
He's getting older, and I feel like, I don't know
It's twink death. It's twink death.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what's going on with him. I feel like he's losing his spark. He needs it back.
Twink death.
There's quite a list, and I'm gonna go with someone that I think a lot of people can agree with. The Paul brothers, Logan and Jake Paul. Logan Paul is just a
So wait, Logan Paul's a what now?
a female dog. Jake Paul is also a female dog. And I just don't like their personalities. And it's just like, one's in the MMA, the other's in the WWE, and they both suck. They just suck.
Did anyone actually watch their vlog back in the day?
I've seen one video, and that was the day that I decided that I hated them both.
Well, I think we've all seen one video.
Rachel Zegler, because look, she was cooking in the Hunger Games. I enjoyed that, but then we went to Snow White, and I don't know how that was the fall off. So not even James Corden had a bigger fall off than that.
Gina Davis. Just kidding. That was a joke. I was joking.
Get off the show right now.
I have a real answer.
You got a real answer? Okay, don't play me with that again. Don't play me like that again. Okay, don't ever do that again.
My real answer is The Weeknd. I think he makes good music. I think we all forgot about The Idol too quickly. I think we should all question him more as a person.
Okay, bye.
What did you say?
I think one of the most is Benson Boone. I don't think he's a good artist. I think no, he's not even good to me. And I think like people just overhype him up for no reason. He's just another white boy to me. So, yeah.
Is there a particular song that you think is really overrated?
You know the song. You know the song. What's it called? Beautiful Things?
I live in a cave, so no.
It's called Beautiful Things, I think. Yeah. Terrible song. And I don't even want to be a hater, but, you know.
Can I list a couple?
Yeah, go for it.
Chapel Roan. Yeah. Hold on, there's a couple. Wait, why are they leaving my brain? Come back, come back. Onika? Okay, depends. If we're talking about circa 2016, never overrated. If we're talking about kooky woman now, tomato thrown, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. Who else? Justin Timberlake's pretty overrated to me. Can't stand him.
Very much.
I can't wait to fall in love. It's only good. J-Lo's a flop as well. Why can't musicians like really come into my brain right now? Drake. I'm not gonna lie, he's overrated to me. Everybody gonna throw tomatoes now. Oh, okay. I don't mess with Drizzy Drake and now y'all throwing tomatoes at me. Right. Anyway. Camila Cabello. That flop. Olivia Rodrigo. It's getting controversial now. Oh, y'all might actually come with pitchforks. Oh, let me shut up.
I think, and I've thought this for years, Timothée Chalamet. Well, a lot of people just liked his acting because he was attractive, and I never really saw the appeal. So it's not that I disliked his acting, it's that I didn't really like him as a person. And with recent events, people are starting to see that come out with his comments about ballet.
A lot of people that would say The Rock, even though I'm a Rock defender somewhat, I will defend the wrestling Rock. I will not defend Dwayne Johnson, right? I will defend the Rock character, not Dwayne Johnson. Let's get that.
Take that, Lucas.
Exactly. But I will say the most overrated celebrity, she's a bit retired now because of situations that happened. Wendy Williams, I had there was like a one-sided beef and I disliked her so much in the 2010s. It was like, every time I would turn on this TV at like 10 o'clock in the morning, she's just there and it angered me so much. I didn't like it. I hated it.
I love Wendy. Why do you hate Wendy?
It was the sneak dissing. I don't like it. She would do everything, like get on everybody and then get heartbroken whenever somebody responded back to her. So I feel like it was just picking people out, but didn't like when people picked her out. Example, Meek Mill and 50 Cent.
I'm a big fan of the shady cameraman.
He's messy, and sometimes you need messiness. Exactly, right here, you need messy right here.
Those are some excellent chaotic responses from our fellow explorers. So now I gotta ask you guys, who is the most overrated celebrity in your eyes? Who are you going after today?
Okay, so I have to say that it's Lana Del Rey. Love Lana. She's extremely talented, and I will not discredit that. I just think that her music isn't all that. I don't know, I've heard other artists where they can really put me into like this world or this atmosphere and make me feel something. I don't really feel anything when listening to some of Lana's music. Others of it is I get, but the rest is just kind of like, okay.
It doesn't have that oomph.
No, it doesn't have that oomph. But I would also say Gracie Abrams, I don't really get the hype.
All right, Lucas, what about you?
So in the academic world, I don't really like the philosopher Immanuel Kant. I think his ethics are kind of duty, but
that was so corny.
No, camp was last episode, quiet. But no, in terms of Hollywood, I would say it's The Rock. Those that get it, you know. I don't want to smell what he's cooking anymore.
How about you, Kayla?
The one person I'm thinking of who's overrated, fight me on this, is Quentin Tarantino. I don't like him.
No, I can't fight you on that.
Like, okay, I'm not gonna act like I've never enjoyed any of his movies, but like, every time I watch them, just something about him, the way he tries so hard to be cool, and it's cringy, and you have the most punchable face ever. I want to punch you in the face every time. Do you know that meme with like when he's talking to Fiona Apple and Fiona Apple looks bored out of her mind? That's how I feel like if Quentin Tarantino started talking to me. That's my truth.
I feel the same way when Backstage Asks has to end and we have to go back to the studio. When are we doing that?
Soon, I think, right?
Yeah, guess we should get back to the studio, huh?
What? No!
Yeah.
No!
Let's go. All right, let's go.
No!
That had to be one of the most chaotic Asks episodes. Hopefully the stands don't come for all of us. On the topic of celebs, though, let's move into celebrity news and drama.
It's that time of the year again, Coachella. The California Arts and Music Festival had its first weekend of performers take to the stage this past weekend, April 10th to 12th, with weekend 2 approaching rapidly. And its performers did not disappoint. This year's headliners were Sabrina Carpenter, Justin Bieber, and Karol G. Behind them were artists like Cat's Eye, Pink Panthers, Addison Rae, Labyrinth, Teddy Swims, Sexy Red, Laufey, Slater, and more. With all of these performers, you're guaranteed there were some iconic standout moments. So I wanted to shout them out. First and foremost, during Sexy Red's set, Lizzo joined the stage alongside a life-size Labubu mascot. Considering the stage became Club Sexy, it was only expected that Lizzo would twerk on the Labubu. Next was Sabrina Carpenter's entire set, from the impeccable storytelling of the old Hollywood rise to fame, to the various outfit and set changes, and lastly, to the rising fountain at the end of the performance. Sabrina was here to deliver us pure showgirl energy at its finest. One moment that was not iconic, though, was when an excited fan cheered using a zagrata. Sabrina thought it was a yodel and asked the fan to stop. When the fan explained it was from their culture, Sabrina responded saying it was, quote, weird. Her reaction went viral online, with many fans upset by her xenophobic comments. She later issued an apology on the platform X, saying, quote, my apologies. I didn't see this person with my eyes and couldn't hear them clearly. My reaction was pure confusion, sarcasm, and not ill-intended. Could have handled it better. Now I know what a zagrata is. I welcome all cheers and yodels from here on out, end quote. But in other news, Justin Bieber did the most iconic thing ever. While performing, he scrolled on YouTube, watching various videos of his younger self. If you're wondering why this is so iconic, it's because Bieber became popular during the rise of YouTube and streaming. So this act felt like a full circle moment trailing back to what made him so famous in the first place. Next to the stage was Katy Perry, who joked, saying that at least he had YouTube Premium, so there wasn't any ads. Of course, there were many more iconic moments, but those are the 3 I thought were worth mentioning. Hopefully, there will be more as iconic as Weekend 2 approaches. You can catch the next performances on YouTube from April 17th to 19th.
Now on to big drama. Chappell Roan has been caught in one of the biggest and unnecessary controversies in her career for the past few months. Football player Giordino Frello publicly accused Chappell Roan of ignoring his daughter, who was a fan of hers, at a hotel they were all eating breakfast at, and then sending one of her security guards to scold her. An internet-wide hate train followed, even making national headlines, and getting her banned from performing in Brazil by the president. A day ago, however, Frello just clarified that was not even Chappell Roan's security guard, and that he was representing another artist at the hotel. The security guard also made his case confirming the same before Frello's recent statement, and it was also revealed that many of the social media accounts stoking the flame of this hate train were trained bots. Even after all the evidence proved this was way out of proportion, a lot of people have made up their minds about Chappell. They just don't like her and think she's a, well, female dog, and are using this as a reason to justify their annoyance of her. Zara Larsson, a recently viral pop girlie who's finally gaining serious traction with her Midnight Sun album after 10 years in the music scene, came to Chappell's defense, saying, she's quoted saying in an interview with The Guardian, "The more people hate her, the more I love her. You guys just hate women, actually," end quote. Larsson herself has gotten into some overblown controversy as well, with Swifties of all people, after she stated in the same interview that the only people who care about the charts are industry people and Taylor Swift fans. So naturally, Swifties started spreading false rumors and false comment screenshots to try and ruin her reputation. Sounds familiar, huh? That's not the only thing Zara has caught flack for recently, but alas, there's not enough time. All I can say is that I'm rooting for these pop girlies. It's tough out here.
Wow, I can't believe it's the end of our show already.
Same here. But unfortunately, the love of Backstage Pass is forever. You're in luck because there's a special place you can connect and keep up with us, social media.
Get your phone out and follow us on these various platforms seen on your screen. Give us a follow, leave a comment, and let us know if you have any suggestions. Plus, you can check out exclusive content, including hilarious blooper reels and other ways to get involved. So make sure you're following us. If you don't, you'll be cursed by Danhausen too. Just kidding. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'm Patrick O'Hara.
And I'm Kayla McCrae. We'll see you next time, right here on Backstage Pass.